Hey y'all, welcome back. So today we have a beginner friendly makeup look trying the Painted by Esther blush viral makeup. This is our inspo pick, so let's get started. So y'all, we have already cleansed and prepped the skin using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and I also went ahead and did her brows off camera. Now to start with the eye base, I am using the P. Louise in Rumor 4 for her eye base today, and this just gives the eyeshadow something to latch onto, and it does a great job with taking care of those creases that we have in our eyes sometimes. Honey, back in the day, I used to love using this eye base when I was doing a lot of cut creases. Literally one of my go-tos, so I'm glad I got to use it today. Now, after applying, I'm just going to go through and blend out that harsh line. Then we're going to go right into our first base shadow, and I'm actually going to be using a foundation shade, and that is Black Radiance in the shade Golden Almond. I really like using foundation sometimes. I am all for the multi-use of all of my makeup products, you guys. I use them for different things all of the time, so make sure that you are getting different uses out of the products that you use. I certainly do. So basically, I'm just using this shade as my base shade, a transitional shade, as you will see later, because I really did want like a neutral tone, almost as close to her skin tone as possible. I know Painted by Esther actually use cream product. It takes me a long time to underpaint, so we are improvising right now, and we're just going to apply that foundation shade all over her lid. Now to create some dimension, I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place Culture 2 palette, and I'm just going to apply the shade Soweto all in the crease and the outer corners of her lid. And in that same palette, I'm going to take the shade Yoruba, and I'm going to place that in the center of her eyelid. Painted by Esther does these beautiful, like magical, ethereal looks, so I definitely knew that I would need a lot of shimmer for this look. So right on the top of that shade, I'm actually going to take my Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm in How Many Carats, and I'm going to apply that right on top of Yoruba. And as you can see, I'm keeping it in the center and then towards the front of the eye. I really want that space to be highlighted as much as possible. I'm not putting it all over the lid. And I'm just going to keep applying both of those shades until I get my desired look. To deepen this look a little bit more and create some depth, I am going to go in with my Milani Gilded Mini palette, and I'm using the second shade in this palette. It's kind of like a light brown, but it's dark enough for her. And I'm only going to apply it in the crease and towards the outer corner of the eye. And I'm also going to use my favorite matte liner from CoverGirl in the shade 320, and I did go ahead and I applied her individual lashes off camera. Now this look is coming together, honey, but we know Painted by Esther loves color, so I am going to go in back into that Juvia's Place palette, and I'm going to use the shade Yonde, and this is like this beautiful rich orange shade. Painted by Esther has a beautiful way of approaching her makeup looks and accentuating her clients' facial structure. So I just wanted to add that pop of orange in, and I think it looks beautiful. Now we're gonna move on to the face, do a little bit of color correcting using the LA Pro Girl in Orange Corrector, and I'm just gonna blend that out. And for our foundation shade today, I'm actually going to be using 415 in Medium Deep Cool by House Labs. And I'm going to make sure I apply that all over her face. If you're looking to invest in a really good foundation, House Labs is definitely my go-to. But now I'm going to conceal using the Lip Bar Caffeine Concealer in Cinnamon 2.0. And y'all just look at that finish. This is a beautiful base. I'm going to do really light bronzing. I didn't do too much of this because it was a darker shade, but I'm using the NARS bronzer in Laguna 4. It's a beautiful bronzing cream just to accentuate her cheekbones and bring the shadow back in the face. Now, girl, let's get into what you really came to this video for, and that is the blush. So I'm going to go in with the Milani Cheek Kiss blush in the shade 120. Coral Crush. Love this shade, one of my favorite shades. It's really like a creamy consistency. Love it. And it goes on so seamlessly. So for concealer, I am applying the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, medium 3 in the shade Praline. And I'm only going to apply it in the points that I want to be highlighted. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. This is actually my first time doing this technique, and I really want to make sure that I actually did the trend justice. And so if you need to reapply, honey, do what you got to do. Blend as much as you need to and get your look right before you apply any setting powder. Then we're going to go in with our second blush, y'all, which is this beautiful Barbie pink shade from e.l.f. with their putty blush in the shade Bora Bora. I will be using the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey today for our loose setting powder. And I just apply it everywhere that I want to set her makeup. I like to put it where she may have some lines, and I like to place it at the front of each of the brows just to create more of a gradient look. For powder blush, I am using my Ulta Beauty Blush Trio palette, and I'm going to use the shade 3 in Matte Dark Coral. And I'm just going to apply that to the highest parts of her cheekbones. And you guys, I actually did go back in with the blush from Milani because I did want more of the pink shade in the center of her face. For the lower lash line, I am going to go back into the Juvia's Place palette, and I'm going to start with the Yoruba first, and then I'm going to go into the Yaoundé, and then I'm just going to blend those two shades together. And I'm also going to go in and apply that Yoruba right in between her eyes, on the bridge of her nose, and on the tip of her nose as well. For the lippy today, I'm going to start off kind of like with this cool tone brown lip liner from the Lip Bar in Straight Living, and I'm just going to outline her lips with that lip liner. It's actually a really good affordable lip liner for our melanated girls. And also I'm going to go in with this lip gloss from Black Radiance in the shade Cashmere. It's this really pretty pink shade, almost like a pinkish nude shade. I actually wanted more of a pink shade, so you can see me going back in with that Milani blush in Bora Bora. And I'm going to go on top of that with our Maybelline Glitter Fix Glitter Lip Gloss in the shade Spellstruck. I've actually had this gloss for a very long time. So I'm happy to bring it out with looks like this. Y2K looks beautiful, ethereal. It looks like this. I always tend to bring out this lip gloss, and I just want to go back through and just redefine that lip liner as well. But you guys, let me know what you think about this look, and if you are also going to try the Painted by Esther blush makeup trend. I would say the one thing I wish I did was apply bottom lashes. Make sure you guys do that if you guys recreate any of her looks. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one.